The automatic glass doors of the small grocery store opened with a soft whoosh, letting in a cold gust of wind that tugged at the frayed hem of her coat. Madison clutched her baby closer to her chest, shielding him from the chill as best she could. The baby, no older than 6 months, whimpered quietly, his face pressed against her shoulder, his lips dry and cracked from hunger. It had taken Madison over an hour to walk here. The last bus had stopped running after 10, and she had just missed it. Her boots were worn down, soles thin, and with each step she could feel the icy pavement bite at her toes. She didn't care. Tonight, she would get her son some formula, no matter what it cost her. She stepped into the warmth of the store, blinking against the fluorescent lights, and made her way to the baby aisle. The shelves were stocked with all kinds of formula, powdered and liquid, for every need and age. Her eyes scanned the rows, zeroing in on the smallest, cheapest canister. It wasn't the best kind, but it would keep little Elijah from going hungry one more night. Madison held her breath as she pulled a wrinkled handful of coins from her pocket. Quarters, dimes, a few nickels she'd scraped together from the floor of her car and the bottom of her purse. She counted and recounted the change on her palm, whispering numbers under her breath. $7.23. The formula was $7.19 before tax. Her heart pounded in her ears as she did the mental math. She might make it. Just barely. Cradling the can under one arm, she walked up to the register. The line was short. Only one person in front of her, a tall man in a long black coat, leather gloves, and shoes so polished they reflected the store lights. She kept her head down, conscious of the dirt on her jeans, the string unraveling from her sleeves, the way Elijah's tiny socks didn't match. The man paid quickly and stepped aside. It was her turn. She placed the can of formula gently on the counter, as though afraid it might vanish if she were too rough. The cashier, a teenager with sleepy eyes, scanned it and announced the total. $7.72. Her heart sank. She swallowed and held out her handful of coins, hoping, praying, the tax hadn't gone up. The cashier counted slowly, his fingers pausing more than once, and then looked at her with sympathy. You're short by 49 cents. Madison stared at him. Can you just take off the tax or something? I have nothing else. Please. He shook his head apologetically. I'm sorry. I can't. Store policy. Behind her, someone cleared their throat. She turned, expecting an annoyed glare or impatient sigh. Instead, the tall man who had paid before her was watching with an expression she couldn't read, part confusion, part concern. He stepped forward. Is there a problem? He asked the cashier. She's a little short, the teen replied, motioning toward the register. Without a word, the man pulled out his wallet and handed the cashier a $100 bill. Cover whatever she needs. Keep the change. Madison's eyes widened. No. Please, you don't have to. I can't. I'll come back tomorrow, maybe. The man turned to her, his tone gentle. It's okay. Let me. The cashier bagged the formula and handed it to her. The man gave a small nod, as if dismissing any thanks before she could even find the words. But Madison couldn't let it go so easily. Thank you, she said, voice breaking. I don't know what I would have done if. He paused, studying her. How old is he? 6 months, she said. Elijah, is he all you have? She hesitated. Yes. A long silence passed between them. Why didn't you tell me? She blinked. Tell you what? He held her gaze. That you were Madison Keller. She froze. Her lips parted slightly. How do you know my name? Because, he said, 5 years ago, you helped a stranger in the pouring rain when no one else did. You gave me your umbrella, even though you were soaked yourself. I never forgot your name. You told me it with a smile. Her memory struggled to catch up. A blurry night flashed in her mind. Downtown Chicago, thunder overhead, and a man stranded by a broken-down car. She hadn't known who he was. He'd looked helpless, and she'd handed over the only umbrella she had. I was just being polite, she whispered. Well, your kindness saved me from walking 10 blocks in that storm. I had the flu for a week anyway, but I never forgot you. He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a business card. The logo gleamed gold against white. Luxford Enterprises. My name's Adrian Luxford, he said, and I run one of the companies you used to intern for. You disappeared after the program ended. No one knew where you went. She laughed bitterly. I got pregnant. And then, life happened. He looked at her, and for a moment, something shifted. a decision forming in his mind. I don't believe in coincidences, Madison. Come with me. Where? Somewhere warm. Somewhere safe. Somewhere Elijah can be more than just full for one night. The words seemed like a dream, and Madison didn't know whether to believe them. She should have said no. But something in Adrian's eyes told her that maybe, just maybe, this world still had places where kindness was repaid. And so she followed him out of the store. That night became the beginning of everything.